Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Thelma's Creations and More, where you can find me here on YouTube, Facebook, and of course, Instagram. Excuse me. I've been having issues with my allergies and sinuses lately. Let's see if it will let me do this video. Today I'm excited to share with you the new project that is going on in my life and hopefully yours. I am going to be doing an altered book. For those that may not know what an altered book is, it's a book that you take and that you rip out the pages, and I'll show you what I mean by that. And then you process it, right? And basically what you're going to do is alter the book. You're going to cover it up, make it your own, and you can turn it into a journal, a planner, a glue book, whatever it is that you want to make with it. And so I am going to be making an altered book alongside some of my YouTube friends. They will be coming in and out of my lives, which are at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, by the way, here on this channel. Every day at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I go live where I craft and we chat and, you know, we have a good time, unwind from our day. I craft, we chat. And so I'm going to have some guests on periodically, off and on, and we are going to be crafting and we're going to be working on an altered book. So I thought I'd come on here and tell you, if you're interested in learning how to make an altered book, you need to find a book, preferably 325 pages or larger. Why? Because you're going to end up, like this one was 460 pages, and look how thin it stayed. I think I counted 25 pages, so I'm going to need, anyway, 25 pages after I glued them. So, in the description box, oh, I just noticed I'm dark. Sorry about that. In the description box, it's because I have to move my light because of my migraines. I will put the girls' tutorial that I'm using to make the altered book. To prepare it, her name is Crafty Irina, and I'm going to link her tutorial in the description box, and it will tell you how to do your book. But in a shorter version, the first thing you need to do is when you buy a book, you see the spine? The spine is that thing, we know that blue and white little strip right there? Okay, all the pages were glued there, right? There are some books that have like little individual books. You do not want that kind. Again, do not get that kind. I found this book at a thrift store, I believe. This one I bought at a thrift store. You can find them at libraries. People will throw them out, garage sales, just any book. You want a book that doesn't have the little booklets in it. It's all one signature. And the link gives you more information about that. Now, when you get your book, you're going to take the first page, the first 3 pages, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to move them to the side. Then you're going to count 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't have the 8 because I've been tearing them out. But you grab 8 pages, right? And what I do, this is my tip, is that I stick in, let's just say, I stick in whatever I have for a marker. Then you're going to get your pages and individually cut them out. You're going to pull out 8. And let me show you what you'll end up with. You're going to pull out 8, right? So that's what I did. I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And then I would get to my little marker. And this is just a marker for me to remember that that's where I need to stop. After you pull out your 8, you're going to count 2. 1, 2, and put them aside. And then count the 8, right? Count your 8 pages. I put my marker. Take out the 8. Get your 2. 1, 2, put that aside. Count the 8. Tear them out. Do the 2 until you finish your book. Right? After you've done all the tearing, you're going to be left with what looks like this. I've glued, you're going to be left with a book that looks like this. You're going to have, I'll do this once. You're going to have some pages, and in between some of the pages, you're going to have the pieces. See, the pieces that you tore out? Oops, where are they? Right here. See how this pages? This is where I tore out the 8. But remember that we tore out the 8 and left 2, right? So, this one, and then the in-between, right, where you tore out your pages, and this one, you're going to glue together. So, the one that, the little bits that you tore up is going to be sandwiched in between. And so, in between, you're not going to tell. See? The little bits. So after you tear out your pages, you're going to have this. I'm going to show you really quick how I glue mine. I need to move this. I don't like this. I only have it for the glare. Let me move this out of the way. I am going to use my bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, you could use an old gift card, a ruler, and I'll show you what that is for. I'm using Tombow Mono, my favorite glue in the whole wide world for paper, Tombow Mono Aqua Liquid Glue, to glue them together. Crafty Irina likes the white glue, like the Elmer's, even the tacky glue. I like this one. It doesn't wrinkle. I like the end that it has. It helps me spread out the glue. But you can use whatever glue you are most accustomed to. I don't recommend you use a glue stick, and Crafty Irina doesn't recommend that you use double-sided tape or an ATG gun. She does not recommend that because eventually it will come apart. So I put the glue on there, and then see this page, I'm going to pull it not out, I'm just going to pull it tight this way. Grab my bone folder, put it in the middle, and pull towards me. Middle, you know, come towards me. And what I'm doing, I'm spreading that glue even further this way. That's all that's for. I'm going to turn it on the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. I want to make sure that the glue goes here and bring it out to the side. Middle to the side, middle to the side, middle to the side. And you're going to do this to all your pages. That's what I've been doing. And when you're finished, I'm going to keep doing some. I think I saved 4 for you guys. The rest I did off camera. But here, let me take off the paper clips. The paper clips just served me a purpose, and I'll tell you what it was as soon as I'm done with this, because I don't want this glue to dry up on me. As you can see with a Tombow Mono, it doesn't take very much glue. Basically what I'm doing is spreading it out. Sorry, my notifications are on. They'll always be on. I have family out of town, you know. I need to be available if they need me. So again, middle, and then from the middle I come out, middle, out, middle, out, and I have this long bone folder that I got in the bookbinding kit that I reviewed for bbcraft.com. That's where this came from. If you don't have this one, you can use an old gift card. I had to throw mine out because I used it for glue the other day. They got yucky. That's why I saved my old gift cards. But you can use a gift card. You can use a ruler. Basically what you're doing is just spreading out your glue. As you can tell, it doesn't warp. It doesn't mess with it. Oh, see how I didn't do a very good job with the middle right here? You just come back in here since the glue is not glued down all the way. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's an altered book at the end of the day. Oh, wrong way. Yeah. And see how there's bits in here? If you want, you can go back and just trim them just a little more. They get sandwiched in between, so you're not going to see that. You do not want to remove them all. Why? Because it messes with your spine. The spine needs to stay as intact or whole, complete as possible. So you don't want to take them all out. You do want to keep them, like that, sort of, kind of. So here I'm just kind of running the glue over. Again, I take this one, I kind of pull it towards the edge, go back in with my bowl folder, I run it along there, from the middle out, from the middle out. All I'm doing is spreading that glue. You want to make sure you don't put a lot of glue in your book, on your pages, because as you're spreading it this way, the extra will come out here, of course, right? I think I have one more set to do. Yeah. And so you do this through the whole book, and that is you prepping the book. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. Let me just finish this. Making sure I get the edges, not all the way to the edge, because I'm squishing it down, I'm burnishing it down, you know, spreading the glue from the middle to the edge, all the way, middle to the edge. That's why I don't want to put a lot, and you don't put it right at the edge, because as you do this, what you're doing is spreading your glue. I'm going to turn it over really quick. And as you can see, some of my pages are folded, and that's fine with me. Okay, so now this book right here is ready to be decorated. This is what we're going to alter. The reason, remember, I don't know if you noticed that I had paper clips. What I did was, after I tore my pages, I just put 2 pages together. The 2 pages that I was going to glue, right? It was easier for me to glue them this way, but they served a purpose for me. What was that purpose? Is that I wanted to know how many papers I needed to cover this up. I didn't want to guess. So what I did was I glued them and I counted them, and I believe it was like 25. So let me make sure that they were the 25. I'm going to cover up my glue. My favorite glue, guys. Tombow Mono Aqua Liquid Glue. It's perfect. See how I was able to glue those? And they are, you know, humid a little bit. But I can work on the next one, and it works great. So let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. Let me do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Come on, everyone, help me count. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. The reason I'm counting them is I want to know how many sheets of paper I need. I usually print my papers. Yes, you heard me right. I print my papers. I'm going to write down what I got. I print out my papers. You can use scrapbook paper. You can use anything. This is going to be your canvas. Basically, you're going to decide what you want to do in every page. So I am going to print out my papers. I counted these pages. They're 24 pages. However, remember, we're going to, well, at least me, I'm going to decorate the front and the back of every page, right? The front and the back. So 24 times 2. Class, what is it? What's 4 times 2? You over there in the back? Yeah, you with the ponytails. 8. And 2 times 4? Yeah, right here in the front. Come on, wake up. Yeah, you. Come on, wake up. 2 times 2 is 4. So I need 48 pieces of paper, or to decide how I'm going to decorate, 48 sides. This one, this one, this one, this one. So I am going to be using 8.5. This is me. This is my personal preference. By 11 sheets of paper that I'm going to be printing on, that I'm going to be using to decorate. Now, you have the choice. You want to use scrapbook paper. Maybe you have a whole bunch of 12 by 12s, a whole bunch of 8.5 by 11 scrapbook paper. Maybe you want to do magazine cutouts and just do collaging. That is, totally up to you. I'm going to be using printed copy paper. The reason I'm choosing to do the copy paper, which is a thicker copy paper, by the way, I prefer to use 22-pound copy. I always say coffee because I love coffee. Just a side note, by the way. Anyway, copy paper, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my printed papers on this side, on the other side, and then I'm going to decorate on top of that. I have done altered books before. I've done 3 of them. And the first one I used cardstock. Then I went to paper. And then I did a mixture of magazines. And I kind of turned it into a glue book. And my preference, mine, is using the copy paper as the base. Why? Because it's thinner, right? And it's going to add to the bulk as you glue your pages. You're going to see that you're gluing 2 pages together. So you're going to have a little heft, right? Instead of 1 page, now you have 2 put together. Then I'm going to add paper here and here. So that's going to add to it. And then let's say I want to do a pocket. Then I would use cardstock for that pocket. That's my personal preference. If you want to do all all cardstock, all magazines, a glue book, meaning you take like pieces of magazine, papers, fabric, whatever, and glue it and make a collage, go for it. This is going to be your canvas. So if you're interested, you'll need a book. I went quickly through what I did, but I will be linking Crafty Irina's tutorial in the description box because that's how I did my book. She has others in the series of doing the, or in her channel on how to do an altered book. I'm only sharing how to gut your book, how to select it, how to gut it, and how to glue the pages together. I believe she goes into detail if you want to take the 2 pages, right? The ones that you're gluing together, and you just want to glue the 2 sides to make a pocket. She also goes into that. Me personally, I do not like to do it that way because it depends on the thickness of your book. Some pages are thinner, and then if you're using it as a page, you're going to be having a lot of wear and tear here. Like I said, I've done the 3 altar books before, and I've learned a lot doing those, and I did not want to do that. If I want to make a pocket, like I said, because I am going to be putting paper here, then I'll put another piece of paper, and I'll be showing you all that stuff as I go along and doing my book. So I thought I'd come on here and just do a quick video. I know I just kind of rushed through it. I didn't want it to be a super long video, and I'm already at 18 minutes. But if you have any questions, please feel free to leave me questions down below concerning crafty things. I have to put in that disclaimer because you know how those those people that are just walking around in YouTube, I can't say that word. Forget it. This word right here. I've always had that word. People that are just out there up to no good. Well, I got some inappropriate questions. So when I say you go ahead and put me your questions down below, I mean crafty related questions. Sorry guys, so elementary, but I have to put in that disclaimer. And I'll get back to you. Also, if you want to come on my lives at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, if you have any questions, crafty questions, I have to train my brain myself to say, if you have any crafty questions, you can come on my live and ask them, and I will be more than happy to address them there as well. I want my YouTube channel to be a safe place where you can confidently ask any question related to craftiness and it will be answered. Why? Because I remember, and still to this day, if I'm learning a new skill, I want to be able, I would love to be able to go in every tutorial and say, hey, what's that pencil called? What's this? Like this, the bone folder, right? What is that called? I know it's white and it's pointy, but what is it called? Where can I get it? You know, because I remember when I first saw a bone folder, I did not know what it was called. And then I went to Hobby Lobby with a screenshot of what it was, and they didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was used for. I just know that they would go like this. I just didn't know what it was for. So, because of that, I want my channel to be a safe place where you can come ask questions. I'm approachable. I will get back to you for crafty questions, and I will get back to you. So you can either leave me a comment here with your question, crafty question, or you can go on my lives every night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I also address questions related to craftiness, of course, regarding anything. But I'm excited to do this project. You know, on my live, I will be going on my lives and be working on this slowly but surely. It's a great time because depending on how you work and what time you have, you know, on your projects, I'm thinking that we should be ready to decorate, or, you know, stuff like that starting in January. And my thinking behind doing this right here is because I come on live every night and show you something small, a new technique that we can stuff in our books, and hopefully by next year around this time we'll be pretty close to having, you know, 300 and something little projects in here that hopefully you learned how to do, and maybe you shared with me, and we'll learn, and we'll have like a little book full of little craftiness together. So thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Again, I know I ran through it. I understand. I'm so sorry, but I'm already at 21 minutes. Leave me questions if you, you know, are confused or say, Thelma, you just ran through it. I'll be more than happy to answer your crafty related questions. I will again put the link in the description box for Crafty Irina's tutorial on how to do the pages. I recommend her channel or her tutorial on how to do altered books. That's how I learned. I learned through her. She's a very great teacher and does beautiful altered books. So I hope you have a great day and happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.